Welcome to Business World. I'm your host Siddharth, and today we are talking to Puneet Varshney, the Chief Business Officer of eBikes Go.
Hi.
Okay, Puneet, tell us about the business idea of eBikes Go. How did it come about?
See, the entire credit goes to our founder, Dr. Irfan Khan, who I think 2-3 years back, at Dalhousie, he started the first, the Swachh, Dalhousie kind of, activity there in Dalhousie. And from there on, he being an, electric vehicle enthusiast, so the idea of, environmental friendly and environmental conscious, his brainchild came, the idea into how to prevent pollution, damaging the, places like Dalhousie, which are more of tourist places and getting, getting bad because of the pollution. So this idea, of Dr. Khan, that let us do something for the environment and create a business model wherein the effects of pollution, basically because of the fossil fuel, gets reduced, and then the overall environment becomes living friendly, and that's how this started. This venture of e-bike. From there, he started rolling out about e-bike Go.
What is the business model behind eBike Go?
A simple idea, but I will take a little bit background about it. See, earlier, if you talk about these electric vehicles, they were driven by the lead acid batteries, right? And though the lead acid batteries, electric vehicles, especially if I talk about two-wheelers, had their own limitations in terms of deliverables, because a lead acid battery, primarily, they require a lot of time to charge. The mileage of these bikes are also pretty less. So in terms of scalability of these vehicles for the consumer use was very limited. The word of mouth also about these vehicles was not very good because of the known issues of lead acid batteries, right? So with the, I would also credit the government of India, to come out with the incentive scheme to promote the lithium ion, because the lithium ion is definitely is a kind of a thing which will promote the electric vehicles both in two-wheelers and four-wheelers in India and going forward. So with the lithium ion support from the government, right, wherein an electric two-wheeler became much more of a utility to a consumer. So this idea, got into the practical, avatar because of the support of government of India into the lithium-ion batteries. And the reason why I'm, focusing on lithium-ion batteries is that because in lithium-ion, within a charging time of less than 2 hours, the battery gets charged. The mileage is much better, more than double of whatever the earlier avatar of lead acid batteries was there. And secondly, it is very lightweight, it is detachable, so it becomes much more convenient for a consumer to use an electric two-wheeler as of now. The basic idea of coming about this model of e-bike Go, in which we have models of e-bike rental, e-bike taxi, and e-bike delivery. So these are three platforms wherein we work on, and there are two business models within these three platforms. One is the B2B, wherein we are targeting the hyper local delivery organizations, government organizations who are into the eco tourism industry, right? Wherein they can provide vehicles on rent to their own employees or the tourists or the visitors. Then we have this e-taxi, wherein a person can go on an app, book a taxi, the guy will come. It's with a driver model, right? And then another one is a self-driven model, which we call as e-bike rental, wherein the commuter can pick up and drop the bike at the various locations where he can find a bike station.
So, have you guys got any funding? What is the situation right?
See, that's $1 million question, to be precise. See, the initial thrust for this project was, family and friends. Then there has been a little bit of investment from our good partners, and with that we are, marching ahead because it's a huge and scalable business idea, and here and in some times to come, it'll we're gonna scale it forward, and I'm sure that we'll get much more investors to join. Secondly, the business model in which we are currently on is a franchisee model. So they becomes our investor partners, because they buy out vehicles, and then this is how we arrange funds.
So what is this franchisee model, and how much of money flows in through the franchisee model?
This business model, required, to be, spread across all cities of India. So what we have done is that we have partnered with Franchisee India to, develop the franchisee all across the cities of India. For a franchisee, the business model works is that he has to invest for around 55 odd vehicle, right, for a particular location in a city. And if you want to expand, he can another invest for another 55 bikes, and in that particular city, or maybe in another city. And then his bikes are then spread across the 3 platforms which we have of e-bike rental, delivery, and the taxi. So those bikes are then used for the further running.
And how much money has flown in through this? How many franchisees do you have currently?
See, as of now, on paper, on the agreements, I think we are close to 8 to 10, right? And many more on pipeline, because it will require a lot of discussions, stuff like that. So many more on pipeline.
So people are interested in getting.
Oh yeah. See, because for them, it is a one-time investment, and the more the bike will run, the more they will earn.
Tell us the procedure of booking and renting of the bikes. How does it work?
See, very simple. Today, because the internet, because of the the smartphones, everything is basically an app driven. So a booking can be done through our website, through our on partner Wheel Street, also through our customer care number also, and the apps also.
So now you are an e-bike aggregator, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So what kind of bikes are you using?
Okay, yeah, good question. See, these bikes are, these are the high capacity, electric two-wheelers, I would say, wherein it requires a registration, it requires a license to drive, and the speed is high speed, which are 55 kilometers high speed vehicle. They use a lithium-ion detachable batteries. The batteries can be charged for a full charge to an estimated of 2 hours. In 2 hours, they get maximum charged. The average, the mileage would be around close to 100 odd kilometers in a single charge, and the carrying capacity of 150 kgs, and it's a normal electric two-wheeler. It's normal. It looks like a normal two-wheeler.
In the journey of e-bike go, how was the support from the government? What are the policies that affected you, and etc.?
Yeah, see, just I told had the support of the government, in terms of promoting a lithium-ion battery was not there, probably this idea would not have been on papers and not on the ground, and also not on the ground. So we are very thankful that the government has supported, because see, this project, especially in a two-wheeler, can work when there's a energy form which is easy to charge, which is chargeable in less time and gives good mileage and has a good life cycle. So lithium has everything in it, and with the government support, I think it has added a lot of strength for this model to come up.
Okay, so now e-bike go, where all is it present, and what is your future plan?
See, we are present in close to 8 to 10 cities as of now, and I think our business plan says within next 3 months we should be touching 30 cities, and in another 10-12 months we should be touching 100 odd cities.
Okay, so you mentioned that you have a business model for aggregators as well. So do you have any aggregators on board?
See, it will be a B2B. So see, we
B2B.
have see, we have 2 models. One is B2B, one is B2C. B2C is as self-driven or the taxi. B2B is for the delivery, hyper-local delivery organizers. Swiggy, Zomato, Grofers, Big Basket, all Flipkart, Amazon, So, all these, what we have studied, that all these, as of now, majority, 99%, 99.9%, they are using a petrol two-wheeler, right? The petrol two-wheeler, if I talk about the nuisance of petrol two-wheeler, is that, in India, I think close to 20 million to 2 crores of two-wheelers are sold in India, right? So, and they contribute to almost 60-70%, of sale. So accordingly, they also contribute to 60-70% of the pollution, because they consume approximately 60-70% of the fossil fuel. So all these delivery organizations or hyper local delivery organizations, they use petrol bikes, right? And when they use petrol, they deliver their customer orders, the food or whatever through a petrol vehicle, which creates pollution, which creates noise. So we give them an alternative that, and secondly, the cost of operations are also high, because they use petrol, the cost of petrol, the cost of maintaining a petrol two-wheeler because of the engine, it is high in comparison to electric two-wheelers. So we give them the option that we will support your, that green mobility solutions through our, models of B2B, wherein we give them vehicles without drivers also, with drivers also, and with a complete fleet management solution. So they don't have to bother anything.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So going forward, how has the traction been in this industry for e-bikes Go?
I think the initial response has been very, very much encouraging for all of us, because the kind of response which we have got, the investors which called as the franchisees, is huge. Apart from the which we have signed up, there are a huge lineup of the franchisees. And secondly, the market surveys which we have done, we have got a tremendous response from the consumers also, because what is this model is all about is basically a virtual vehicle ownership. It is saying that whenever you require a vehicle, you have it; when you don't require a vehicle, you don't have it. So it will help in reducing pollution, it will help in reducing the traffic in the city, because it will be a shared mobility, and so many benefits. So the attraction is too much.
Currently you have these bikes, 2 hours charge and 100 kilometers.
Yeah.
In future, are you planning to get bigger bikes or
Yeah, obviously,
longer
because
range?
because they are it is definitely a specific set of consumers, or maybe these in both in B2B and B2C, where they would require that in a single charge they travel around 200 kilometers. So probably the technology is there, and it's only the matter of time that we bring them those format of vehicles in our business model.
Okay, tell me something. If I hire a bike from eBike Go and
Yeah.
the bike needs charging,
Yeah.
suppose it needs charging, so how do I go about it?
Very simple. You open you open the luggage space. It's a very easy detachable, battery module, and just like you charge your mobile, you find a plug socket and then you charge it there. Having your lunch, so if it's a 1 hour lunch break, so your vehicles get 50% charge in that 1 hour.
So now you
60%.
right. So now you're into bike electric bike rentals.
That's right.
So any future plans for four-wheelers?
I'm sure, yeah, because there are certain set of consumers which probably are not the two-wheeler customers, so we will have to look for that set of consumer as well.
Okay, now one last question. What do you think about the electric mobility space in India in future?
Huge. It is hugely scalable, and it's only the matter of time. And it is especially with electric vehicles I'm talking about, because it has a lot of benefits. Apart from the environmental benefit, it's also pocket friendly for the both B2B and B2C. And I'm sure that whether it is an organization or whether it is a consumer, it gives a lot of value to their mobility requirements, their daily commute.
It was great talking to you, Praneeth.
Thank you
Wish
so
all
much,
the
Siddharth.
best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.